Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another special edition of Hooklines War Coverage.
Today we'll be covering events of the Purshovian and Inyolan War between April 24th and June 6th. Beginning with the Nova Belarusian Rebellion, started in April 24th, right after the capture of Mallorca by the Belarusians. The now Supreme Admiral Tatsu and then Vice Admiral. Uh, the point of the rebellion was to dethrone the Inyolan puppet government, since we didn't like that. The Inyolan puppet government was ran by Dr. Dig and Alicad. 2 weeks later, the White Crestrian forces invaded Perth, captured it after a short battle. Pretty easy fight for them. Uh, First time the White Crest flag has flown over Perth since 420.
2 days later, on April 3rd, the White Crustians and three Belarusian forces successfully defeated the Inyolan puppet Belarusian navy, as I like to call it for some reason, and blockaded the island of Vedantium, Nova Belaruska.
Then on April 8th, that is, the White Crest Navy takes head on with the Purshovians on Canadier's Key, which, despite the Second Fleet's best efforts, are forced to retreat from the waters around the island due to fierce Purshovian resistance. On April 11th, Whitecrest forces faces off against the bulk of the Purshovian navy on the Grand Isles, which, after an hour-long engagement and heavy losses, the White flew victorious over the Purshovians, forcing them on a retreat.
And at the same time, on the same day, as the White Crustians were dying, the three Belarusian forces landed on the island and on the home island and began a crude house-to-house fight with the puppet forces of the Inyolians, with our own headquarters being heavily damaged, that is, off the radio, during the battle. But at last, the free forces were victorious, and the imperial imposed government was overthrown, with the rebel leader Tatsu giving a speech on the town square, allowing for the Belarusians to choose their own future as a democracy, or with the vice admiral, now supreme admiral, as their dictator head.
After all that reunited After all that, the reunited allies attacked the island of Lycie on the 19th, suffering a crushing defeat due to the heavy Purshovian presence on the island. A few days later, on a nearby island of Clydesdale, the allies failed to defend the island against the Purshovian onslaught.
And on the 25th, the Allies moved to recapture Salem, succeeding in their efforts, with the island being now secure under Belarusian hands.
Then, on the 29th, the White Crest blockades Canadier's Key, and NBN loses their first fleet at Weymouth. And to close off, on the first White Crest Navy, Fifth Fleet gets destroyed on the Crown Islands Sea. An enormous combined Allied fleet captures Lycia once again, and a short few days later, Whitecrest captures Cannoneer's Key.
So essentially, what has been going on for the last 2 months and a half, if I'm correct, is Belaruska is free once again. Island swap hands a ton of times. We captured Perth and Salem, and about now, uh, we're in a bit of a tricky situation after all. I mean, like, we've managed to push back in Yola and Pershovia, but Pershovia slash Fred, I have no clue about in Yola. But yeah, I mean, I think everything has been fine so far. Like,
I think everybody's hoping for a quick conclusion to the war after all this. We're
yeah,
all just
because
tired of it.
we have been at war since what, end of last year or so, about there.
It's
I mean,
been a while.
at least with Pershovia, we've been at war with them since November, December of last year, about so. Like, it's been tiring. It's been nothing but war, and constant, and it's on the same five islands every time. It does get a little bit boring after all, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I haven't been here that long.
Yeah, like, this has been dragging on for too long. Like, we just covered like 2 months of war, and that's only like this year, and there seems to be no end in sight. The Pushovian is still at the door. Indiola still tries to kill Whitecrest. But the future seems hopeful with new leadership, considering most of the old regimes have fallen by now. A lot of pirate crews have died by now. Zack is gone. Dr. Didgeridoo as well. So yeah, the future is uncertain and hopeful at the same time because we have new leadership, and I hope we can try and get out of this tricky situation. As well, I forgot to mention today, our co-host Fire got his tongue cut off a few days ago. During some battle. And also, yeah, he's now with us. He stopped being a stump punch me.
Got to say, welcome to NBN, Fire of Big Steel Wheel, ex White Crest Navy member Furch, and there was a third.
I mean,
I think.
he was White Crest, then.
Oh, Cookathan. Cookathan also joined.
Oh, right, yeah.
So, welcome to you three.
Yeah. Man has hopped from White Crest into Pirates and now to Nova. Huh. All three factions. And I think, this has been quite a short episode, hasn't it? There's not that much to comment on.
Yeah, like we said, everybody's burnt out of the war. Nobody wants to fight anymore, so people aren't doing battles as much.
I mean, yeah, we're just bored. And considering, now we're gonna get a little meta. RP is like so boring now. Like there's no stakes to it. Could you stop? Fire, what are you doing with the paddle? NBN shenanigans, I guess.
Yo,
But yeah, I hope the war ends soon because I haven't been to that many battles, but I am tired as well. Like, come on, we've been fighting for the same island like 5 times already. Like, we captured Lisi, they were captured, we captured it again, they again were captured, and now it's ours again. It's boring. But yeah, and also now there's no episode for next week, but we'll be covering we'll try and do a little coverage of the other championship that's gonna take place soon. We are taking place in that championship as the board, except for Fire. Fire didn't make it in time to the team, so Fire, I'm not gonna pay attention to what he's doing.
good luck to all teams participating.
Yeah. But yeah, for I'll soon upload the programming for next month. I'll see what we can do. But yeah, during the following week there'll be some coverage of the championship. So, everyone, I hope you have a pleasant evening. This has been Hooklines. Goodbye.